Enjoywood sent me out this foldable work table to do a full review on. This is not going to be a one-sided review. I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like. That's why I haven't unboxed it yet, because I want to see how well it's packed and make sure that no damage was incurred while it was being shipped. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dirdorf and this is Detroit DIY. Let's get this thing opened up. What excited me the most when they sent this out to me, or they inquired about me doing a video on this folding work table, was one, the size that it folds up to. It folds up really small. And I have a small workshop, so that really appealed to me. The next thing I saw when I started looking through it that really appealed to me was its capacity. This thing can hold 1,000 pounds, which is very, very impressive for a table of this size. I'm going to open this in such a way that you can see how it's packed. The packaging is pretty simple. Let me cut this piece out of here, get it out of my way. Alright, here we have it. Some nice pieces of styrofoam in here. Some very heavy duty cardboard on the ends, keeping it encapsulated like that. Some individually packed stuff here. An instruction book, user manual, nice. And of course, the table itself. Look at that tabletop, guys. Look at all that clamping ability right there. That's pretty amazing. We got a little special feature right there. I really like this. So, let me get all this stuff out of the way. We will get this thing opened up. From what I see, it opens up pretty cool. Pretty easy. So we're going to get my work table out of the way and focus on this. So with the Enjoywood folding work table sitting on the floor like this, we push this button down with our thumb right here and we lift the table off the ground, and there it is. Now we have to make sure that the folding legs lock into place. And they have. Just make sure it's locked. And they are. Those legs aren't going anywhere. Very nice. Let's fix the camera now. Now with the other box of goodies here, let's go ahead and pop this open. We have some clamps in here. There's a couple of bar clamps. And some locking tabs. These are pretty cool too. Let's take a look at these guys first. So this table is designed with these notch outs right here for these to store in the table right here. They go in real snug. But the thing with these is you can lock two of these tables together. So you pull this back out and you set another table against it, and that table would be right here, and then you just press this in and lock the two tables together. And you can lock as many of these tables together as you want. You could have 5 of them locked together, 6 of them, whatever. And that makes it really nice to make this into a bigger workstation than it already is. Really cool feature. Not certain how much anyone would use it, but if you wanted it, it is a very nice feature. The next nice little feature we have is right here. And what we have here is a very tight fitting electrical grid. And you plug your extension cord in here, then you can plug your power tools in here. You have an on-off switch for them. You also have a couple of USB ports in here for charging a phone or anything of that. And when it sets back in nice and flush. And it's got a couple of tabs on each end here that lock it in there nice and tight. That's why I struggled a little bit to pop it out. Alright, let's move on to these bar clamps because we've got some other stuff here we can do too. These bar clamps are designed to be used with this table. You unscrew the end and you have to be careful here because the nut fell out. I think that should have been maybe molded in there so that it wouldn't fall out. We slip the bar clamp right through the table and then we put this foot back on underneath. So we just reach down here, we slide the foot back on, put our bolt through, tighten that up. Now we can clamp right to the work table. They give you 2 of these bar clamps with it. The bars are nice and heavy. They appear to be fairly well built. I really like that about it. Let's put them both in here. Clamp a piece of wood down and see how well they get a grip. I just happened to make a run to the lumber store today and picked up some maple and some walnut and some cherry for some future videos. And like I said in the beginning, this work table has a 1,000 pound rated load. That's got a hold of that board nice. It's not going to slip anywhere. It's going to allow you to saw it. It's going to allow you to do everything you need to do. Even using the jigsaw, I think you'd be fine. I wish the table was maybe slightly more stable, but it is a foldable work table, so we have to keep that in mind. Before I take this workpiece away, we have these guys right here that also come with the table that you can use for clamping. So my clamps don't have to be here, they could be over here or over here. And you can rotate the clamps in any direction once they're in the opening here. I've moved the clamps to these 2 outside grooves right here, and then we have these stops here now that we can utilize these stops, get our workpiece in place, and this will hold it very nicely. Even if I wanted to put one clamp on one side and one clamp on the other side over here just to lock it into place. Very nice. I like the fact that they have these. They have plenty of places that you can move these to throughout the table. I like that very much. So there's 13 different locations that you can put these in the table to stop your workpiece from moving around. They also give you 2 of these right here, and what these do is take the place of the foot on the bottom of the bar clamp, just like that. Then you can also slide them down into these holes and twist them into place, and that will allow you to clamp in multiple locations also without having to use the foot on the clamp. So the bar clamps can be used outside of this table, obviously, but they're very well designed to be used with this table. Let's talk a little more about this power strip. Now obviously this power strip can be used in the table or outside of the table. It is capable of handling 1500 watts, and we have right here in the USB ports 5 volts and 1 amp. So this is perfect for charging a phone or charging whatever you need to do. I could even charge my GoPro batteries, getting ready for the next battery to go in. So this is really nice. One thing that I kind of wish would be different is that your cord wouldn't be sticking out of the top of your table, but if you're gonna use it, you're gonna have other cords plugged in here as well, so that this area of the table wouldn't really be usable at that point in time anyway. And if you're sawing wood or something like that, I don't know about dust, you know, how the dust is going to be getting in here. So that would be one of the drawbacks for me on this. But I do think this is a really nice feature, especially if you didn't use it in the table and you just used it outside of the table. And if you're not going to use it, you can just flip it over and turn it around like this. We also have a tape printed out on both sides, and it is in SAE and metrics, which is very nice. I don't use metrics a lot, but it is right here for you. There's a nice little ruler on each side, which is nice because if you're trying to lay something out that you need square, you can go 8 inches here and you can go over here and find the same thing and line it up that way. So I thought I'd just give it a little weight test here. All in all, I have to say I'm pretty happy with this work table. It's 1,000-pound capacity. I don't know what you would ever get on here that weighs 1,000 pounds, but to know that it's that durable is amazing. Not only that, you could take a break on it if you wanted to, because it's holding me with no problem. So I know it'll hold that 1,000 pounds. In fact, it feels more stable with this weight on it than it does without any weight on it at all. So the more you load it, apparently the more stable it gets. I like that. I also like all the accessories that they give you with this table. These stops are pretty neat. I was looking at them a few minutes ago here, and they have some notches cut in them so that you could actually use it to grab the corner of a piece of wood, or you could get it straight on into the wood. I like how they snap into place. That's pretty nice. And they could be used sideways, they could be used any direction that you want them to use. But by the ribbing in here, I would think that their strength is right here. I like these, the way these are set up and the way they lock in. They do not come out very easy. They have nice little T-slots on them. So I'm assuming you could put a pretty good grip on this, but probably not as much force as you would get with the foot on, I would assume. So, you know, they're going to hold your workpiece stable with no problem. They have these 2 little ears right here that hold them into the table. The pin just slides in and out that locks it on there, but once it's in its spot in the table, the pin cannot come out. So I like that. And I like the quality of these bar clamps. These bar clamps are heavy. They're the bar itself is very meaty. The release for the bar clamp is right here, a nice little finger grip. And when you got them down on the table, even if you clamp it down on the table, there's still plenty of room to get your finger under here and release it. So when you push it, then you can slide them freely, but when you let go, they're locked into place. They won't, oh, it'll slide down, but it won't slide up. Also guys, when it's all folded up, give you a nice little carry handle right here to be able to move it around, put it in the back of your truck, whatever, take it wherever you're going to do what you're needing to do with this table. And look at the ribbing in the side of this thing. The table itself is just stout. I really like that about it. It's just stout. I'm impressed with how this tabletop is built. It's very strong, very good design. All that webbing makes this thing just really strong. And it's not just on the sides either. The whole table, let's look at it underneath. As you can see, there's webbing through the entire bottom of this table. And it's pretty lightweight. I can say that. You could sling this thing around with no problem at all. And folding it up is just as easy as unfolding it. You push the button, you tilt the legs in a little bit, and then it'll just set right down on it. So you'll hear a click when you get it all the way down, and the legs are locked into place. So I'm going to put some links down in the description that Enjoywood sent me, and there are some special offers going on right now because this is a brand new product that they are just now releasing, and I think it is a pretty doggone good product. If you have a small work area or you need a nice portable work table, I don't think there's any reason to look much further than right here. Alright guys, I would like to thank Enjoywood for sending this table out to me to do a review on. You'll see it in videos up and coming. I'm going to use this table a lot. Like I say, it's kind of tight in here. It's even tighter now because I got a bunch of projects getting ready to fire up. And some exciting news, and you guys are going to see all of it coming up real soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider doing so. And if you enjoyed yourself, click on one of those two videos going to pop up next to me. And remember to always respect the power of your power tools. And guys, go down in the description and get you a great deal on one of these work tables. We'll see you soon.